So, good morning, everybody. Today, we are going to start with the next part of the unit number 5, that is case study for compression molding die design. Unit number 5, the title is Study of Compression and Transfer Molding. Here in this unit, we have studied the basic parts of this compression mold, such as mold heating, then mold venting. Then we have also studied the number of parameters used for compression molding, which includes the bulk factor, design of loading chamber, then flash thickness, and other things. So that is others such as projected area, then compression pressure, then clamping force. All these aspects I have explained you in the previous class. You can turn the pages back of your notebook and see all these parameters, because all these parameters are supposed to be used in this solving this case study. So what kind of question will be asked? So one thing you remember, in any kind of case studies of mold design or part design, we are going to consider only the simple method. So other complicated parts, cooling and other things, we are, or heating design, cooling chamber design, how thermocouples are attached, how heaters are placed, all these aspects are not considered as far as your syllabus is concerned. So we are going to follow very simple method, how the cavity is designed and how it operates. It includes only the calculations of the ejector pins at the end. So one component will be given to you, and it will be asked design the compression mold for given component. I repeat once again. In this case, in this illustration, one component will be given to you, and it will be asked design the compression mold for given component. You just write down design the compression mold for the component as shown in figure. Draw this figure. I will give the dimensions. Draw this figure. Given data, material is melamine, bulk factor is equal to 2, compression pressure is equal to 90, compression pressure is equal to 90, and density is equal to 1.7. I hope you have noted it down. What is aim? Aim is we are going to design the compression mold for this component. So just recall the memory of previous lecture. In previous class, I taught you the number of parameters. All these parameters are given here. See, density, you know that density, some material have some density, some element materials density. Then here, bulk factor is equal to 2, compression pressure is equal to 90. See what is definition of bulk factor? Bulk factor is equal to volume of loose powder divided by volume of part. That I taught you in previous class. I repeat once again, bulk factor is nothing but volume of loose powder divided by volume of part, that is component. This is part or component. So this volume you can easily calculate from these dimensions. Bulk factor is given to you. Then volume of loose powder, how much loose powder is required to you, that you have to calculate. Okay, and then flash thickness and other part, there are many assumptions. So one by one we will proceed. So you follow me, the way in which I am writing, in the same way you have to write it in your notebook. I will go on dictating and writing accordingly. So aim is design the compression mold for given component. Our aim is that how compression mold will be designed for this manufacturing of such maybe 10,000, 5,000 components. This is your product. So start solution. You have to give me the calculations. Maybe you can do it manually or by using calculator. Now bulk factor is equal to 2. So first start with volume of part. Point number 1, volume of part. Because volume of loose powder is calculated from the formula, bulk factor is equal to volume of loose powder divided by volume of part. Bulk factor is known, volume of part is known, and volume of loose powder is to be calculated. Whether volume of part is given to you? No, not given directly, but you can calculate. See, how to calculate this volume of part. Now you also start, you have already appeared for GATE examinations, you have solved such problems of calculation of volumes, or you know it. In last 7th semester, you might have gone through such formulas. So how I will find the volume? I will consider this as a cylinder. I will divide this into 2 parts. See, 2 centimeter only, this much is given. Can anybody tell me what is this distance? I repeat once again, 2 centimeter is given here. Then what will be this distance? Who will tell? Tell me what is this distance. It is given indirectly. I will take the names now. Ajinkya Jadhav, roll number 23.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me this distance? Logically, any 9th standard student can also tell this answer. See the figure. I have given all information in the figure.
0.5 centimeters.
5? How?
0.5.
0.4, not 5. It is 4 millimeters. You are, hello?
Yes, sir.
0.4 centimeter, not 0.5.
Okay, sir.
Why 0.4? Because 4 millimeter. Everybody please look at the figure. This is uniform. What is meaning of uniform? Uniform means throughout it is 4 millimeter. Okay. So if this is 4 millimeter, this will also be 4 millimeter. 4 millimeter means 0.4 centimeter. Okay, very good, Ajinkya. So 0.4 centimeter, I will divide this part into 2. Upper cylinder and bottom plate. So diameter of bottom plate is 4 centimeter with 0.4 centimeter height. Very simple. I repeat once again. This bottom plate, this is circular cylinder. Bottom plate of 4 centimeter diameter and 4 millimeter height. And upper there are 2 cylinders, 2 centimeter height. And OD 4 centimeter. And then what is ID? ID is 4 centimeter minus 8 millimeter. It will automatically become 3.2 centimeter. Am I correct? I hope you are understanding. The inner diameter of this cylinder will be 4 centimeter minus 4 millimeter minus 4 millimeter. Automatically it will become 3.2 centimeter. So volume of part will be calculated in two steps. First, volume of upper cylinder plus volume of this disc. Volume of part is equal to pi by 4 d1 square minus d2 square. D1 is 4 centimeter, D2 is 3.2 centimeter into L, L1. Pi by 4 d square L is the volume of cylinder. I repeat once again, pi by 4 d square L is the volume of cylinder. That's why it becomes pi by 4 d1 square minus d2 square L and plus volume of this disc. Pi by 4 d1 square L1, where d1 is equal to 4 and L1 is equal to 0.4. 0.4 centimeter. I hope you are getting. Please tell me the value now. Who will tell? Pi by 4 d square, d1 square, 4 square minus 3.2 square into 2 plus pi by 4 into 0.4 square. Sorry. Wrong. Something is wrong. D1 is 3.2. 3.2 square into 0.4 because this disc one minute I will check. It is 4. Because you are cutting this from here, two parts. This is upper part and this is bottom part. Four square into 0.4. Tell me volume of part. You can do it another way. One more thing. Consider total as a cylinder and subtract this middle disc. Then if you, I have seen some of the students have solved the earlier case problem in this way. So they will consider L1 as a 2.4. If you consider L1 as a 2.4, then middle disc will be 3.2 diameter. What is the volume of part? Who will tell? Somebody put in chat box. What is the volume of part? Nobody is putting value. Chaitanya Kulkarni. Roll number 31. Chaitanya Kulkarni, roll number 31. Yes, somebody put. 25. Just check it once again. Any other value? Any other answer? I am waiting for one more minute. Why different values? Something is wrong. At least one is giving 14. I think 14 is correct answer. 14.07 is correct answer. Yes. 14 point, I will consider 14.06 or 07. Others, please check your calculations. Okay. So volume of part we have calculated. Now, next one is volume of loose powder. Here I will write, I hope it is visible to you. Hence, K is equal to VLP upon VP. Hence, as K means bulk factor equal to VLP upon VP. That formula already I taught you in the previous class. Volume of loose powder upon volume of part. K is given. So, volume of loose powder is equal to K into VP. K is given 2. Hence, volume of loose powder is equal to 2 into VP. That is 28.14 centimeter cube. Volume of loose powder we have calculated. Now one more thing I taught you in the previous class. So always consider 10% or 20% as a flash allowance. By considering 20% flash allowance, by considering 20% flash allowance, volume of loose powder is equal to 1.2 into 28.14. That is, volume of loose powder is equal to, tell me how much it is? Around 30 something. Tell that value. 1.2 into 28.14. What is that value? 1.2 into 28.14. It is 30 something. Just check. 31, 32. Somebody put in chat box. 1.2 into 28.14. How much time is required? 1.2, 33.768. 33.768. Correct. This is the volume of loose powder considering the 20% flash allowance. Now, some assumptions are required. Okay. So, we have considered first, we have calculated volume of loose powder. Means how much powder is required. Volume of loose powder means how much volume of powder is required for manufacturing of this component, including flash. Flash means extra material which flows, little material flows outside. I repeat once again, what is our achievement? Till now we have calculated how much powder is required to you for making this component. Now, something we have to assume. Next, so volume of part and volume of loose powder. We have calculated first point, volume of part, second point, volume of loose powder by using K, that is bulk factor. Third point, I suggest you to give these points. First point, second point, and now there is a third point, land dimensions. Land dimensions means, land means what? Recall your memories. If this is the top view, if this is the top view of your mold, then we are considering this as a land dimension. Okay. So this will be around taken as 10 mm to 12 mm, 10 mm to 16 mm. So we are taking it as a, so those who were absent for previous class, please refer the notes of previous students. And in that case, you will get these all concepts. Land dimension means this distance. Okay, in case of compression mold. And this land dimension will be considered as a 13 mm, 10 mm to 16 mm. Let land dimension be 13 mm. Now this is assumption. Somebody of you may assume 12 mm, somebody of you may assume 15 mm. Value may vary. Range is given. Then projected area. Fourth one is projected area that you have to calculate. Projected area is perpendicular to drawn direction. So if you see, this part will be removed in this way. So that will be projected area, means outer diameter pi by 4 d square. So don't consider this inside part. The cavity in which your component will go, inner diameter of that cavity will be 4 centimeter. Outer diameter of this product will be equal to the whole diameter. Whole means that cavity diameter. I repeat once again, outer diameter of the product is equal to whole diameter, that is diameter of that cavity. So pi by 4 d square, projected area is equal to perpendicular or in the parallel to movement of the component during ejection. Parallel to movement of component during ejection. So this will be the parallel to movement of product during ejection, because ejector pins will be fitted either here or here. I will show the ejector pin location. So when this part will move in this way, then that cross section area is pi by 4 d square. Pi by 4 d1 square, that is equal to pi by 4 into 4 square is equal to 12.56 centimeter square. Projected area. One by one we are covering all the parameters of compression mold. Volume of part we have calculated, volume of loose powder we have calculated, land dimension we have assumed, not calculated, assumed. Projected area we have calculated. Now depth of loading chamber. I hope you are understanding this concept. Fifth one, fifth parameter. You may ask, sir, why these parameters? We don't know why you are considering projected area, why you are considering volume of loose part. Because these are the steps to be followed while designing the compression mold. And as per standard, we have to take all these concepts. Okay. So next one, that is point number 5. Depth of loading chamber. Where you are going to load your material. Now, I am doubtful whether you have that earlier written notebook with you. Those who have, please check that formula. See, what is the formula of depth of loading chamber? D is equal to volume of loose powder minus volume of cavity divided by projected area. Check this formula I have dictated during previous class. I repeat once again, this formula I taught you dictated during previous class. So depth of loading chamber is equal to volume of loose powder minus volume of cavity divided by projected area. Now volume of loose powder is known to you. Projected area is known to you. Where is volume of cavity? Imagine, here I will show this part. If this is your, I don't know whether it is visible. I will show here only. This is your cavity. This is your mold. I have shown only cavity. Inside this cavity, this component will fit. This component will fit inside this cavity, means This will be 4 centimeter. Okay. And tell me what is this? Who will tell? Who will tell me what is this distance? This is cavity in which your component will fit. This I have shown 4 centimeter. Tell me what is this? Pratap Popale. Pratap. Roll number 47. Can you tell me what is this distance? Looking at the figure, looking at the part figure. Somebody put in chat box, those who are knowing. I am asking you, this is value of cavity we are calculating. In this cavity, your component will fit. Then tell me what is height of the cavity required to produce this component. Popale is not there. Who will tell? Shubham Bansode is there. Shubham Bansode. Shubham Bansode. Roll number 8. Shubham Bansode. This is the tragedy. Who will tell? Put in chat box. I am asking you this height. Correct. Saurabh has put value correctly. 2.4 centimeter. Very good. Why 2.4 centimeter? Because this is 2 centimeter and this will be 0.4 centimeter. You have to consider it as a 2.4 centimeter. Then volume of, correct, both. Nagne also has put correct value. Volume of chamber, that is cavity, VC, is equal to pi by 4 into this D1 square into L. That is pi by 4 into D is 4 square into 2.4. Into 2.4. Tell me the value now. Put in chat box, Nagne. Put this value in chat box. Pi by 4 into 4 square into 2.4. What is the value? Please make it fast. We have to finish this problem. Somebody put in chat box. Saurabh Bosle. Ajinkya Jadhav. 30.15. Volume of cavity is equal to 30.15 centimeter cube. Now put this value here in D and tell me value of D now, depth of loading chamber. Put this value here in this formula. Hence, D is equal to volume of loose powder we have calculated earlier. It was 33.738. 768 minus 30.15 divided by projected area is 12.56. Tell me value of D. What will be value of D? Somebody put the value of D in chat box. Then sixth one is flash thickness. Somebody put value of D It is coming something 0.4, 0.5, 0.3. Just check. Value of D is coming. Somebody put the value in chat box. Value of D. Class thickness be assumed as 0.13 millimeter. Class thickness be assumed as 0.13 millimeter. Then 7. Clamping force. What is the value of D? I am waiting. Nagne. Somebody should be alert with calculator. 33.768 minus 30.15 divided by 12.56. What is the value? .288. Okay. Now clamping force is equal to FC is equal to compression pressure into projected area. Force is equal to pressure into area. And this pressure value is given here in given data. Compression pressure is equal to 90 kg per centimeter square. Projected area we have calculated. Then tell me how much force is required to clamp the mold. How much force is required to clamp the mold? That is calculated by 90 into that projected area. That is equal to 90 into 12.56 is equal to 1000 something, 1100 something. Just check. Please tell this value 1100 something. 12.56 into 90. Correct. 1130. Clamping force required. So this is the clamping force required to clamp your component. Now, last point is dimension of ejector pins. So already I told you, we are considering only simple design aspect points. No any cooling, no any heating, no any venting. Other things which are very complicated are not part of these design steps. Very simple steps. I repeat once again. First, we have started from volume of part. Then we have started with volume of loose powder. Then we have started with projected area. Then after projected area, we have started calculated, assumed the flash thickness, land dimension. Then depth of loading sample we have considered. Then we have calculated how much clamping force is required. And now ejector pin lengths. Okay. That design of ejector pin location, that also will not consider. Only how much length of ejector pin is required. So that is important. 7th, 8th, whatever the sequence. Eighth point, dimensions of ejector pins. I taught you in last class, L is equal to L1 plus L2 plus L3. Length of ejector pin is divided into 3 parts, L1, L2 and L3. What is L1? L1 is defined as length which is 5 times diameter of pin. L1 is 5 times diameter of pin. Then L2, how it is defined? Ejector stroke. L2 is ejector stroke and L3 is small allowance approximately 5 mm or moment. Now let us calculate total length. So hence L1 is equal to, L1 is equal to 5 into dp, diameter of pin. Now where is diameter of pin? You have to see the figure and approximately you have to consider the diameter of pin, either equal to or very little less than the edge thickness or edge. If you see this component, imagination is required how it is to be removed. See, these two are ejector pins. I have to locate it in this way. Okay, and then this part will be moved outside, or it will be kept here. Then this part will move outside. So now this diameter of pin should match with the thickness of the component. That also I taught you in the previous class. Okay. Hence, our thickness is 0.4. 4 millimeter means 0.4 centimeter. That's why let diameter of pin be equal to 0.4. By considering thickness of part, let dp is equal to 0.4 centimeter. Hence, L1 is equal to 2 centimeter. Hence, L1 is equal to 2 centimeter because 5 into 0.4. L1 is equal to 2 centimeter. Now, L2 is ejector stroke. L2 is ejector stroke means how much distance it will move. See, how much minimum distance it will move. Assume that part fit at face to face. This is the wall. Pin will come out through it. This is a pin. Pin will come out in this way. Pin will come out in this way. See, if part fits face to face, how much minimum distance pin should travel to come out the mold? Minimum 2.4 centimeter it should travel. Then only part will fall outside the mold. I hope you are getting my point. Minimum 2.4 centimeter it should travel. Then only it will fall or come out the mold and fall out in the bin. So this is called as ejector stroke. Next line. From figure 1, ejector stroke is equal to L2 is equal to 2.4 centimeter. Hence, total length of ejector pin L is equal to 2 centimeter plus 2.4 centimeter plus 0.5 centimeter, that is allowance. That is L is equal to 4.9 centimeter. Length of ejector pin, and dp is equal to 0.4 centimeter. These are dimensions of ejector pin. These are dimensions of ejector pin. And now last part is dimensions of punch. Compression molding is like punch and die. We have seen male female arrangement is there. So how much dimension, how much will be the dimension of punch? Imagine punch OD should be 3.2 centimeter. So here I will show. Punch dimensions. So I will draw the punch. Imagine This punch is required so that your component will be in this way. If you want to get the component, this will fit here at this face to face, and then this 2 centimeters will be, because the gap is provided, in this gap material will flow. So this will be 2 centimeter. I hope you are getting this, because this exactly 2 centimeter, then your punch end will rest here. Cavity depth is 2.4, punch depth is 2, and in between that 0.4 material will fill. So this is 2 centimeter, and then this will be 3.2 centimeter. Cavity diameter is 4 centimeter, and 3.2 will be diameter of punch, and in that gap of 4 millimeter material will flow. So these are punch dimensions. So I hope you understood this concept. So friends, please remember, many of the students are thinking of online exam and why these design procedures are required. Forget that you are going to solve this in examination for a while. But at least you will get the knowledge how the dies are designed, how the compression mold is designed, how the injection mold is designed, so that whenever you join in any company, you'll get some idea. As an extra knowledge part of you, if exam 99.99, it will be online exam with MCQs, but yet we didn't receive any notification. That's why we are covering 100% syllabus as per the subjective exam requirement. So it is my humble request, everybody please follow this method for all types of problem. As I told, in case of part design, steps should be same. So whatever 9 steps I have told, all 9 steps will be followed. What will change every time? Every time only volume of the part and volume of loose powder will change. Other things will remain same. Only calculations will change. So you have to concentrate on volume of part. Okay. So every time volume will go on changing and your calculations will go on changing. This is at all for the design of compression mold. Okay. Just a minute. So I'm taking your attendance. Shubham Sate, what is your roll number? Shubham Sate, your roll number is missing.